long ago the lands were untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. But although the land is peaceful, for some, freedom is a far-gone memory. Specter Butt, servant to the Enchantress, has been given a harrowing task. He must recruit a group of butts and form an invincible order. With each member gathered, a treasure keepsake grows in power. An artifact that can restore his humanity, but only when his task is complete. Now he leaves the confines of the Tower of Fate. It's time for the Reaper to pursue his quarry. Hello everyone, KirbyVolt here, and welcome to Let's Play Shovel Knight, Butts of Torment. This is Specter of Torment, the second campaign, or additional story mode, released for Shovel Knight. Released initially for Nintendo Switch at Nintendo Switch's launch, it is now available for every platform that Shovel Knight is currently on, and anyone who owns a copy of the game will get this as a free upgrade, making it becoming the new form of Shovel Knight, called Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. So then, let's begin with the basics. This is Specter Knight, or Specter Butt, as he'll be called as always in our playthroughs of these games. He has a scythe. He can't float like he can in his boss fights, but he can climb on walls or dirt blocks. Also, if he jumps on dirt blocks, he pretty much just destroys them. Kind of interesting. But the wall jumping mechanic is definitely one of the most fun things about Specter Knight in general, so we'll be using that a lot. And if you just get nice, you can just do that, and go up the corners as such. Check out our hub really quickly. We don't have much. We do have this keepsake locket, though. It stirs memory of a past, and it's a constant reminder of your future. One thing that's really crazy and cool about the Specter of Torment version of the Shovel Knight, if you haven't guessed already, this is the Plains of Passage. It's the first stage that you usually encounter with Shovel Knight or Plague Knight, and it's looking a bit different. The music's a bit different, everything kind of feels a little more foreboding and dark, and there's a good reason for that. This game is meant to serve as a prequel to the original Shovel Knight, so this is what takes place before Shovel Knight gets up his shovel and goes to save the land from the evil Enchantress. Now, there's a few things we've already kind of just waltzed by, and we'll discuss them really quickly. These little fire things right here, you can use them to do aerial slashes, really cool. You can actually do down aerial slashes depending on where the little slash on the fire is at the time, and it can also be used with enemies too, like so. And then, of course, we got one of these earlier, but there's these red skulls. There's a total of 100, and we use these to unlock some more abilities for Specter Knight. So, kind of like with Plague Knight in his story with the Cipher Coins, the red skulls in Specter Knight's story will be used to unlock more abilities. And we'll get to those when we get to them. Luckily, there's not as many. There's only a total of 100, so there's about 10 per stage, with a few exceptions. Now, here's a familiar face from the Plains of Passage. It's just our dragon friend here, and he's gone. You may be noticing that there's these little purple wisps that come out of enemies sometimes, and that is actually based on that darkness meter up there. We don't really have anything to use it for right now, but it will become very useful much later on. And gosh, I love how they basically took the original Shovel Knight and redesigned it almost completely. Like, here's a familiar room from the original Plains of Passage, but a lot of the level design is completely redone, and the music for pretty much everything except for boss fights and a few other areas is also completely redone. Jake Kaufman, aka Vert, redid the entire soundtrack. It's about, I think, like a 40-track soundtrack overall. It is really good stuff, and you can go pick it up at his bandcamp, as you can with the other Shovel Knight soundtracks as well. We might not be getting all of the Red Skulls in this playthrough, but we'll be trying to get as many as possible, like we usually do. Now, these bubbles, usually Shovel Knight would bounce on them, Plague Knight would do nothing with them. We'll just dash through them. Pretty nice, pretty simple, and gosh, I love just the idea of how they reimagined the game in general, with the more dark theming. It really leads to some nice backgrounds. I mean, this is essentially another area that would be in the regular game, but just that change of the background really kind of just looks really cool to me. I don't know why, just really nice. Also, Specter Knight's dead, so he eats dead things to heal up. I mean, that makes sense, right? Yeah, we're not gonna bother with that gem. Don't need it. Money is actually one of, the few things you do not really need a lot of in Specter Knight's playthrough. Because the Red Skulls, you'll need those more than anything else. There we go. I like, the controls with Specter Knight are so nice and solid and fluid. I mean, the other two versions of the game, the original Shovel Knight and Plague of Shadows, are very good as well, but it just feels so, refreshing, just kind of this more vertical, gameplay, in a sense. And yeah, the music, man, I cannot praise it enough. It's just something really cool, you know? You think you're familiar with something, but then they do some stuff that makes you unfamiliar with it, but it still has that same familiarity. And people who haven't played Shovel Knight yet, if you pick up Shovel Knight now, for the most part, you'll probably be able to get this version of the game as well. So you can just off the bat be able to play as all these different characters, and that's actually just really dang cool. Yacht Club Games has done a fantastic job in all of the story modes. And once again, just thanks to all the backers of their Kickstarter project in the first place, because dang, is there a lot of effort and time put into this. Now then, in each stage, there'll be one of these little, I don't know, the cauldrons, I guess? Not quite sure. But these contain wisps. There's a purple one and a green one. The green one, if we reach into it, we'll get a Willful Wisp. Prolongs your undeath by increasing max will. So yeah, again, Specter Knight is technically dead, or Specter Butt, whatever. So the green ones will increase our health, and the purple ones will later increase our darkness, which we don't really have much of a use for right now anyway, so it's kind of null and void. But yeah, this dash is super cool, and the game will actually really expect you to learn how to use that properly later on, so it's a very nice teaching tool. The Plains of Passage stages are always really good teachings of how to use the characters properly. Probably the hardest one is still Plague Knights, just because of some of the jumping stuff you have to do, but it's really cool just to kind of learn how Specter Knight works, and just kind of run with it. And there's a dead apple in there, you didn't see it, but a rotten apple, rather. Yeah, it's, that's really cool, the jumping mechanics, just, oh man, it's really hard, because Plague of Shadows is really good, the original Shovel Knight's really good also, but it's just, they keep outdoing themselves, so it's just, if they ever make a Shovel Knight 2, I hope Shovel Knight is really freaking fantastic compared to his other compatriots here. They probably will. They still have to do another campaign after this. Okay, I do not like saying campaign. I keep going between campaign and story mode. Story mode is the better thing to say, to me at least. Campaign just seems too jargony, so I should stop using that term. Alright. Now you're probably wondering, couldn't you use wall jump over there? And yes and no. Some walls, if you didn't notice from earlier in the stage, you cannot jump on. So they made sure to not make you cheat, essentially. So in this particular stage, if grass is covering the wall, you can't actually wall climb it and wall jump on it. Okay, we'll just go down here and redo that again. Should I gush about the music more? Because I probably will. we're at the end of the stage as it is, so we will take our last checkpoints and go to fight the boss of the Plains of Passage. Halt! These far lands are no place for commoners. Turn back, whoever you are. Fool! I've come here for you. You will kneel before me, bow before the Enchantress, and join her order. Your cutting words are no match for my cutting blows. I'll teach you a lesson in humility. That's new. Come, Terrapin, my shielded steed. Oh, look, he's got a little rhino turtle. So, as always, our first boss fight is with Black Knight, Black Butt, whatever. He's not as easy to cheese as he is with Plague Knight, that's for sure. Well, mainly because Terrapin's here. Terrapin's a really cool new addition. It's his little, like, it's a steed. He's super adorable. I love him. Alright then, so otherwise it's pretty easy, as most intro bosses are. And bye. If he does get in Terrapin, it can be a bit harder to get to him, but you can also use Terrapin as a way to climb up using the ascending slash, essentially. Ugh, that fighting style. Could it be Donovan? But you were claimed by the tower. The tower grows in power each moment. The Enchantress has plans for you, and will grant what you desire. I won't be led astray. You standing before me means there's hope for the one I seek. I'm glad you are safe, Donovan, but keep your distance. The Donovan I knew would surely know better than to pursue me further. Well, we just kind of ran by you. Donovan, though, huh? That's interesting. So then, there's no world map for Specter Knights. Instead, we have a unique little hub world that we're going to explore right now, after we finish looking at our lockets. If you actually stay here, since we're playing with a cheat code, essentially, for the butt code, there aren't any feats. But if you just wait here for long enough, you'll actually get an achievement. So, just a tip for if you wanted to get some quick achievements off. The easier kinds, because I'm bad at... Ooh. Oh, that must have been what triggers it, that little shooting star we saw there. Anywho's. Welcome! Oh, hello. So you've returned. I assume Blackbutt has joined our ranks? Neither words nor Scythe had any effect. The fool persists in some fruitless quest. Indeed, it seems I am only dealing with fools here. Was I a fool to trust you? Tarry here no longer, and for your sake pray that the others are less obstinate. Bring me the butts immediately. Okay. Whee! You can die here. Alright. My lord, has really lost you for good. Please, you must watch your footing on the tower. Alright. We're actually at the Tower of Fates. So, welcome to the Tower of Fates. There's a lot of things to discover here, like a red skull. And, this guy. We can talk to everyone. Every stage has a wisp chest. Yep, so we've talked about that already. So there's actually a lot of different people you can talk to in the tower itself. It's kind of interesting like that. There's a lot of, like, enemies you can recognize that are specific to the tower. We also got this. These creatures are gathering around a vessel marked with a cloak. Perhaps they'll make an offering. Offer 800 gold? Yeah, sure, why not? The vessel can hold far more than this pittance, but it's a start. Oh, so we'll just keep offering him money. Why not? We'll keep offering him money. It's almost full. There we go. So, I guess a bunch of, like... It's like the soot monster, the soot things from, Spirited Away. State your business, abomination. Who are you? We are many. We like your gold. We like your cloak. Touch it. New powers. Yes. we cloak you in darkness. So this is the shop where you can get new cloaks for Specter Knight to wear. Different abilities all over the place. Lose will in darkness instead of perishing in pits and spikes. It's kind of nice. We'll go with this one for now, just to have it on. It looks cool. I like the coloring of it. And if you are to miss a wisp in a stage, you can talk to this acolyte here, Missy, and she will help you get the missing wisps. Just like you can go talk to Chester in Shovel Knight's story to get the missing artifacts, or that one guy in Plague Knight's place. I forget who you talk to there. Yeah, we have a banquet hall. No one's eating here, but, you know, why not? Down here is kind of more of the bar area, and this is a new person. We're not going to do much with her, but this is a new addition, Madame Meeber. She was introduced with this version of Shovel Knight, and every version of Shovel Knight from this point on, with the update for the Specter of Torment, will have her in it. And she actually appears in all the stories now. She can summon just this little Shovel Knight fairy if you have the Shovel Knight amiibo. It doesn't do much, but it's adorable, so that is that. Now there is another thing over here. If we offer more gold, we can make another one of those weird abomination things. Don't have enough gold for it right now, though, so we're just gonna go and ignore it for now. We'll look over here, say hello to this cat. And the cat doesn't want to do anything, so whatever. It's getting fired up just thinking about it. Okay, whatever you say, buddy. Now then, this is our main area we want to go to, this mirror. But before we do that, there's one last thing I want to show off that we can do, because there's this nice red skeleton guy here that's waving his hat very, super excitedly. Let's talk to him. My beloved, my betrothed, my heart breaks, for her red skull lies misplaced. Oh, to see her crimson face once more. If you should happen upon a red skull, even 100 of them, then I beg you, please, bring them all to me. In a past life I hunted curios, but I traded them all away just to see my love again. Surely these would interest you? So, this is what we'll do with the red skulls. We will actually trade them in to our lovely pal here. I forget, does he have a name? Red. Yes, to our lovely pal Red. And he'll give you curios. Curios are essentially the relics for Specter Knight. But every time you get a curio, you have to go through a little tutorial stage on what to do with it. So, in this area, there is a curse, and you won't be able to use your Scythe. So, yeah, we don't know why. So, even if you try to, he'll just do this. We'll get our curio, press A, clutch this, and you will regain will. So, let's do it right now. It uses up bits of our darkness meter up there, as you can see. But if we collect those purple flames from things, we'll actually get darkness back up. Pretty much the point of these little tutorial stages are, here's how you use this item, and that's about it. He sure has a lot of red skulls. That curio is no mere bauble, use it wisely. So he'll throw the red skulls that you have in, and that'll be that for now. Now, there's a few more curios we could get, but we will go and look at them on the next episode. But before we leave off, let's look at one last part. We actually haven't completely explored the tower yet. We'll look off at the main area we want to go to. Right here, if we talk to this dark acolyte. Hey, Lord Specter Butt, glory to the Enchantress! She has entrusted me to operate this dark portal. Cross through it and you'll reach your target in a mere moment. Shall I prepare the butt mirror for your departure, my lord? So, instead of having a world map, Specter Knight's gameplay is a lot more akin to that of the original Mega Man. You'll have all the stages to choose from the get-go, and you can pick which stage you want to go to in whatever order you want to. Just like the first Mega Man, there's actually kind of a little bounty next to them, all telling you how difficult the stages are compared to other stages and whatnot, so that's pretty cool. There's a little info on them as well, and we'll look into all of that next time. There's still a little bit more of the tower to explore before we go on to that, so we'll do that as well. And we'll begin our first Order of Quarter stage proper in the next episode. So, thank you all very much for watching this beginning episode of Let's Play Shovel Knight Butts of Torment. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button. And if you want to see more content from me, please consider subscribing. Shovel Knight, Treasure Trove as it is now called, is available on pretty much every platform in existence. If you have not picked it up yet, show Yacht Club Games your support, and go get a copy for yourself. It will have all of the versions of the game in it for you to enjoy and play. Additionally, if you want to go pick up the soundtrack, there'll be a link in the description below to that as well. So, I hope you're all having a wonderfully great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Until then, ciao!